And tying it back to being a person of color, I think we have to work. I think we'll be naive to say this. To get to where we've gotten to, we needed to work 3 times as hard to get here.
Yeah.
Right. Than certain
Definitely.
other colleagues that we may have. Right.
Yeah.
And that's just facts.
Yeah.
Right. That's just facts. So if you're not willing to put in twice the effort of where you've gotten for somebody else for your own ventures, then you're not serious about that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? You're not serious about that. So the same way I dedicate to my career, which is incredibly important to me, to this podcast, my dedication to you, the dedication that we have to our audience, we have to also dedicate it to everything else that we want to pursue.
We do.
Right? So I think that the time thing is something that I usually don't buy into, right? Because when I was going to school at night, I saw single moms in there with their kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, they have it way harder than I do. So I have no excuses,
exactly.
right? So like, they have it way harder than I do. The money and the resources, I don't want to, that's a legitimate excuse to some people because some people are literally living paycheck to paycheck, especially in places like New York City where things are just astronomically expensive. So I don't want to go ahead and pretend to say how blessed I am to be able to fund this podcast out of our own pockets, right? For right now, at least. We're open to branch sponsorships, though. We're open to branch sponsorships, though. But to be able to fund this out of our own pockets is do it relatively without distracting the rest of our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaks to, look, without having to without taking that last flight out, punching that ticket and getting here, maybe we wouldn't have been able to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not do it as easily.
Not do it in the way that I think we want to. We want to do it right. Yeah. But I think if we didn't, I think our 2 personalities, if we didn't have the resources, I think we'll find a way. Anyway.
I wanted to keep it a little humble, but I'm going to be a little braggadocious. I think I would have figured it out. Anyway, right. I figured out other things in my life that I wanted. Right.
I think the key is for me, which my takeaway is just in life in general and how I approach every challenge and every task is just to start and keep going.
Just start.
Like keep step by step. And then you're going to look back like, oh, wow. Like I didn't know I could come here. I didn't know I could get this far. But just keep moving, head down, keep working and working. And you're going to get to whatever destination.
You like Jim Jones?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Did you see the clip where he said where I forgot what podcast he was on, but he said if you're missing motivation, the best thing is stay consistent, right? Because along the way, you're gonna find that motivation, right? Motivation goes like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Motivation goes up and down, left and right, comes in, comes out. One day I want to be a bodybuilder, the next day I just want to be a fat slob eating McDonald's all damn day, right?
Exactly.
But what keeps me in my lane and what I think has been a big part of my own successes and whatever I do has been because I stay consistent. I'm disciplined. Yeah. Right. When I say I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I signed a contract with myself. I want to cash the check that I wrote for myself for that thing. Yeah. Right. So what I tell to everyone, and if anyone has if you want to get one thing out of this episode or the whole general theme of this podcast is just stay consistent and start. You need to start first. You need to take a shot. Yeah. Whatever shot. I don't care how bad the shot looks.
Exactly.
I don't care how that form looks Sean Marion style. It goes in sometimes. Right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The one thing I want to say before we cut off, right? If you have an idea, you wanted to pursue a job, you want to execute on any plan or project, you want to talk to somebody, whether it's for networking, whether it's for romantic reasons, right? Whether it's you want to go shoot your shot, whatever it may be. And the only reason you haven't pursued it is because you say you have no time and because you have a fear of pursuing that or rejection. Look, let me tell you something. Rejection is part of the damn process, right?
Exactly.
Where you're going to get rejected a whole damn lot and you're going to run into a lot of brick walls. But if that's your only reason for not pursuing that thing, this is your message. Get up. I don't care if you get inspired by me or Mike or by some other podcast or by some other creator. Yeah. The whole point is that we're able to achieve so many great things and you don't need to be that once in a generational talent. You can be just good and then get great over the process, right? Exactly. You can be average and then get great. You can be whatever. You can be horrible. You can be horrible and then get great. The problem is just because you don't have God-given talent, just because you don't have maybe the resources at the beginning, you will find the time to do it, right? Yeah. You will find the opportunities, you will find the resources, but staying in your house, staying in the coffee shop, being around the same group of people is not going to get you there. It's just not. It's just not. You have to expand your horizons. You have to go be in different places. And if you're not willing to do that, then I can't help you, right? Yeah. Nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. You need to help yourself before you get any inspiration by any podcaster, by any creator, by any Instagram influencer. So that's my message to everyone. I'm going to keep repeating that message for as long as my breath is in my lungs, right? So that's just for me.
Yeah.
You have anything?
My whole thing is you never know until you find out, So just whatever you want to do in life, whoever you want to be in life, just go for it. And then at least when you pursue it, and if it don't work out, then at least you know. I find comfort in knowing. I never want to be out of the dark. Yeah,
what
exactly.
if it's always bothered me, man? Like, what if it's always bothered me?
Exactly.
And I want to touch on that. What if has always bothered
Wait,
me?
and I'm gonna say what if. My personality is like what if because I always see the positive in it. So I'm like, damn, I missed out on that because that would have been me.
I want to caveat that.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you know are bad for you. Like you don't need to touch a stove to know that it's hot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if there's something that you want to pursue that you know is bad for you, we're not telling you to go up
exactly.
and jump off
Don't
a
do
cliff
that.
without any parachutes, right?
Yeah.
We're not telling you to do that. Try to prepare as much as you can.
Yeah.
Do as much research as you can into whatever you want to in whatever you do. But sometimes you're not gonna have all the answers. Sometimes you need to jump into it. We didn't have any answers before we got to this place here. To recording. We didn't have all the answers, right? And if we waited to have all the answers, we'll probably still be in step 1 or 2, like looking at some sort of trademark law act clause,
Exactly.
trying to figure things out, right? So we're figuring things out as we go, and we're gonna trip. But the thing is, if you trip, just get back up and keep walking forward. At least trip forward, right?
we gonna look at this, whatever episode number this is, and then episode
I guarantee you
50,
at
and
50,
we're
we're like,
what was
wow,
we doing?
We were so bad.
Exactly.
It's okay, and that's okay.
Just
I'm here
grow
for
with
it.
us, y'all.
You just have to, like I said, it's a journey, and if we want to go far, so
Yeah.
we're going together. So that's with our audience.